Welcome to Absolutely Legends. I am Franek, I am Pete, I am back, and today we are going over my 10 cologne fragrances for autumn 2024. I can't believe we're in autumn already. It's absolutely bonkers to me. I mean, time is just flying by this year. So as always, there's no honorable mentions. I'm just going to tell you what they are. Now, I have done this slightly differently to what most people do. I've done it from like transitioning from the start of the autumn season all the way through to the end of the autumn season. So, because obviously it's a very unusual time where some days it's warm, some days it's cold. Always, let's tell you what I'm going to be wearing this autumn 2024 cologne edition. Right, this is no particular order, but I've kind of done it as a transition. So, the first lot are going to be more fresher fragrances that I'm going to wear, so that when it's still warm, I mean, the start of September, it's still quite warm and it's just not quite transitioned yet. So I'll kind of go by month, but first one up, and this came out in 2022. This is from Maison Alhambra. This is Victorioso Legend. Now, obviously, this is a clone of Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend, and it does this job very, very well. And it's all about marine notes, bay, jasmine, a bit of gaiac wood. It smells absolutely great. Again, if it's still warm, you don't really want to wear heavy, dark fragrance. It's just not what you want. But this one is what I probably would want to wear. It performs pretty well. Great on them, but they've done a very good clone of this. Great one to start with. So from 2022, and this is my first one, Victorioso Legend by Maison Alhambra. Right, next one up, and again, we're still staying in that fresh sort of zone where we don't want to go too much, but I like this one because it's a little bit different, it's a little bit classy. Again, from Maison Alhambra, and this is Fabulo Intens. Now, I don't know how long this is going to be around. I've seen it still about, and it's about 25 quid, and this is obviously a clone of Effing Fabulous by Tom Ford. Does a very good job of it as well, actually. And for me, it's that powderiness, that sexiness, a little bit sweet as well. Lavender, some vanilla, tonka, amber, some cashmere, and it smells absolutely fantastic. Again, once you start getting into that September vibe and you're noticing the trees just starting to turn the colours, it's still warm, but I don't want to wear like a heavy fragrance. I still want to wear something a bit fresh, a little bit different. This is where it comes in absolutely perfectly. So my next one up is Fabulo Intens by Maison Alhambra. Right, next one up, and I've just taken the cap off because it keeps catching the lid of it. So the cap is still here, and the fragrance is from Lattafa. This is Satin Silver. Now I would have the cap on, and I know there's a gold one as this as well. So, but I think the silver one works really, really well. So bergamot, cassis, which is that blackcurrant liqueur. This is really nice. So it kind of gives that autumn vibe feeling from this one. Patchouli, rose, a bit of musk in here. Again, you're not talking about a heavy hit. This is, again, you're still transitioning through. It's a great little number. I think I paid about 35 quid for this. Not expensive in terms of fragrances, but I don't say it's the cheapest that you can get hold of either. So it's kind of like borderline of just hitting into that nearly too much money. But great little number. Again, I'm thinking more along the lines of just trying to finish off in September, starting into October. This one I will absolutely happily wear, and it'll be an absolute juggernaut. So for the next one is Satin Silver by Lattafa. Right, last one, and I'll say this is like the last freshie that I will keep putting into this list, and then we're starting to transition into October and into November. So the next one is from Lattafa, and this is called the Sadaka. Now, obviously, this is a Armani Aquad Profumo. Yeah, I think it's this one runs about 20 quid still. I think it's dirt cheap, to be honest. And I think it does a very, very good job. But it's like really much about the bergamot and ginger off the top. I think that combination works still very, very well. Even as the start of autumn, I think just because it's just like really pops off your skin, which is great. Lavender, musk, amber, again, a great little one. I'm still thinking start of September into start of October. So that's kind of my thinking here, because you don't usually go from hot summer straight into cold winter. You have that transition, and then this is where I've put these first 4 into that mix. I think that what I would really want to wear. So the last little fresh one is from the tougher side of the kayak. Right, next one, and these next 3 are the ones that I'm thinking into October. It's getting a bit cooler now. You're seeing the leaves change from green to slightly brown, or even falling off the tree at this point. So this next one is a dirt cheap one, but I think it's an absolute brilliant one. From the house of the tougher is LFA Maliki. Now there's an oud one of this. I think that's better for winter, but this one is perfect for autumn. I think it's where it will shine absolutely perfectly. And it is absolutely fantastic. So it's got lots of fruits in here, spices, caramel. So you're starting to see still a little bit fresh, but it's also got honey, a bit of amber. So amber is a great note for autumn. I think it works perfectly. It's one of those sort of frames, like it's slightly darker, but it's not to the point where it's like an oud or anything like that. Great little number. I don't think it's a clone of anything, if I'm going to be honest, but because it's from a clone house, I've let this one slip. So a great little one. I think this one will be about 13 quid. So again, cheap as chips. And if you want something a little bit different, this is well worth trying to find this one. So this is LFA Maliki by Latafa. Right, staying in that ballpark of October sort of time, where again it's still just starting to get a bit cooler. We're all in that vibe. This one I think works absolutely fantastically well. It is a clone of BDK Smoking Rouge. I think this one works great. So this is Franek 107 by Fragrance World. This is absolutely stunning. And it's a little bit more smoky, so I'm thinking of the coolness. That's where I'm going with this. But it's got cherry, black, pink pepper, bergamot. So again, still got some fruits in there. So again, we're still not quite fully transitioned into the cold weather. Ladron, vanilla. It smells great. Now I do not have the original BDK version of this. I'd like it, but I haven't got it. But this, I've smelled it, but this is a great substitute for that one. It's running about 35, 40 quid. So again, it's that top end one, but it does perform very, very well. And again, if you want it for the cooler weather, this one is great. So Franek 107 by Fragrance World is my next one. Right, last but certainly not least, and this is for the last bit of October, where I think it's probably, then we're starting to get into the heavier hitters. So this is the last one, but I think this is almost like the best transitional one from like October into November. So this is from Latafa. This is Anna Arabid leather, and this costs about 12 quid, and it is absolutely great. And again, I'm not sure what it's clones of, because I wasn't sure. But it's got juniper, cardamom, lots of rose in here. So again, you're getting that spices. I think the rose in here works absolutely perfectly well. Leather and a bit of raspberry, and the raspberry is the note I think just gives it enough to keep it in October, not quite into November. So still has that little bit of freshness, which I think is great in this one. Dirt cheap, great little number, and criminally underrated. The Rouge one of this is one most people know about, because it's clone of Baccarat Rouge 540, which I understand that. But this leather one is fantastic, dirt cheap, well worth finding a bottle of Anna Aramid leather by the top. Right, last 3, and these are the dark ones. So I'm now thinking end of October into November, where it's getting really cold then. Depends on where you are in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, this is completely irrelevant, because your season is upside down. You're coming in spring, but in the Northern Hemisphere, this next one is a great one. This is from Maison Alhambra. This is Black Origami. This came out in 2022. It is a clone of Black Orchid by Tom Ford. This ran me about 20 quid. But it is that note of truffle, which I think is so nice in here. It's also got incense. So again, you're thinking more of those heavy fragrances that you want. But lemon, chocolate, even a bit of cassis. So you're thinking very sexy. I mean, if I've got Black Orchid upstairs, and I do like it, but I think this one just got job just as well. Especially when it's really cold, it certainly performs great, and it's a very much a head turner for this one. Not every guy will pull this one off, and I understand that, But if you've got the confidence to pull this one off, do it, because I think it's going to be an absolute game changer for you. It's an amazing one for the start of like November. So this is Maison Alhambra Black Origami. Right, second to last one, and again I'm thinking November time. From Fragrance World, this is Baccarat Satin Moon. Now this is obviously a clone of Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood. This does a really good job. I think this is about 15 quid, which is ridiculous. Absolutely criminal at this point. I do like Oud Satin Mood, but this one does the job just as well. And it's a lot of rose in here. Now it's got Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose. So if you don't like rose and an oud combination, this probably won't be for you. But it's also got lots of sweetness in here with some amber, vanilla in here. Smells absolutely fantastic. Again, a bit like the last one, this is a bit of a head turner. It's certainly not your conventional one, but if you can pull these off and you can do them with confidence, my God, you've got an absolute game changer. These are sort of the phrases you want to wear. Maybe starting to get into party season towards Christmas, like the back end of November. That's where I think this one will absolutely shine. It's a brilliant one for that. Like I said, it's got enough sweetness, it will work. So my second to last one is Baccarat Satin Mood by Fragrance World. Right, last but certainly not least, this one came from last year. And this is from Maison Alhambra. This is Jean-Lo Ombre. This is obviously a clean, it's a clone of Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad. But this is very, very dark. Now this is where I'm saying, like, coming into last part of autumn, in style winter, this one is where I'll wear this more. The oud incense, touch of raspberry again. Quite like raspberry notes. I don't know why. It seems to be something I'm quite gravitating towards at the moment. Maybe it's just a thing, I don't know. Rose, benzoin, even a bit of amber in here. Now this does smell the original, very close. It's about 30 quid I picked this one up for. Sometimes it goes from 25 to 30, so I'm just saying 30 quid. Great little number. It is very, very sexy. Again, you have to understand how the fragrances are. I love this one a lot. So this is my last one, the Jean-Lo Ombre from Maison Alhambra. Right, so there you have it, my 10 cologne fragrances for autumn 2024. But as always, it's now time to tell you what I'm wearing in scent of the day. Right, my scent of the day, and this is a discontinued one, but if you can find it for around about 60 to 80 quid, you've got yourself a steal. In 2008, this is Kenzo Power. This is a warm, aromatic, sexy fragrance with lots of citrus on the top. Great little number. It's kind of a good one for autumn as well. I think if you're starting to get that transitional part where it's like late September, start of October, this one would work really, really well. But if you can find a bottle, it's great. It's Kenzo Power, and as always, let me know in the comments what your scent of the day is. Right, so there you have it, my 10 cologne fragrances I'm going to wear in autumn 2024. As you can see, I've tried to do it as a transition rather than, oh, I'm just going to pick these ones for no reason. I've kind of done it for a specific reason. As always, if you want a top 10 list, a friend's review, or a question, hit me up in the comments. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit the subscribe button. Join the bunch of legends that you absolutely are. I love you all. As always, if you want to see me on TikTok and Instagram, I'm also at Form with Fragrances on both of those accounts. And as always, you absolute legends smell amazing. So much for watching. Peace out.